As humans, we are incredibly superstitious. We believe in small things, like don't walk on cracks, don't go under a ladder, if you spill salt, toss it over your left shoulder. There are countless superstitions that we abide by in life, just in case some horrible curse will be placed upon us if we don't follow the rules. However, throughout history, this has happened to some poor unfortunate people. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary real-life curses you can't escape. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, the curse of Timur's tomb. Timur was a Turco-Mongol Persianate conqueror who founded the Timurid Empire in and around modern-day Iran and Central Asia, becoming the first ruler of the Timurid dynasty. As an undefeated commander, he is widely regarded as one of the greatest military leaders and tacticians in history. He was also renowned as a military tactician whose warfare killed around 17 million people. However, in 1941, Joseph Stalin sent a team of archaeologists to open Timur's tomb in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, much to the shock of the local residents. Upon opening the coffin, the team quickly discovered an inscription. I quote, "Whoever opens my tomb shall unleash any invader more terrible than I." Now, within a matter of hours, Hitler's troops invaded Russia. An estimated 26 million people died as a result. In 1942, Stalin ordered that Timur's remains be reinterred back in Samarkand in accordance with Islamic tradition. Shortly after, the German army surrendered at Stalingrad, ending their fight against the Russians. Coming in at number 4, the curse of the Chicago Cubs. Also known as the curse of the Billy Goat, this was a sports-related curse that was believed to be placed on the Chicago Cubs in 1945 by Billy Goat Tavern owner William Cianis. According to those who believed in the curse, it lasted 71 years, from 1945 to 2016. Because the owner of his pet goat named Murphy was bothering other fans, Cianis was asked to leave Wrigley Field, the Cubs stadium, during Game 4 of the 1945 World Series. Cianis was outraged and allegedly declared, "Them Cubs, they ain't gonna win no more," which had been interpreted to mean that the Cubs would never win another National League pennant, at least for the remainder of Cianis' life. Well, that couldn't possibly come true, right? It's just a man with a goat talking nonsense. Well, the Cubs lost the 1945 World Series to the Tigers and did not win a World Series again until 2016. Prior to that, the last time they won was in 1908. Following the incident with Cianis, the Cubs did not play in the World Series for the next 71 years until, on the 46th anniversary of William Cianis' death, the curse was broken when they defeated the LA Dodgers 5-0 in Game 6 of the 2016 National League Championship Series. They then went on to beat the Cleveland Indians 8-7 in Game 7 to win the 2016 World Series, 108 years after their last win. In at number 3, we have the curse of the Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond is one of the most famous jewels in the world, with ownership records dating all the way back to 4 centuries ago. The jewel is believed to have originated in India, where the original stone was purchased in 1666 by French gem merchant Jean-Baptiste Tavernier. After going through numerous owners, it was sold to Washington socialite Evelyn Walsh McLean, who was often seen wearing it. It was then purchased in 1949 by New York gem merchant Harry Winston, who toured it for a number of years before giving it to the National Museum of Natural History of the United States in 1958, where it has since remained on permanent exhibition. Now, the diamond has been surrounded by a mythology of a reputed curse to the effect that it brings misfortune and tragedy to persons who own or wear it. There are strong indications that such stories were fabricated to enhance the stone's mystery and appeal, since increased publicity usually raised the gem's value and newsworthiness. In 1811, an article was published by the New York Times which gave a list of supposed cases of ill fortune, but with few confirmations from other sources. Jacques Collet brought the Hope Diamond from Simon Frankel and committed suicide. Prince Ivan Kanitovsky brought it from Colette, but was killed. Whether you believe the curse, that's up to you. Coming in at number 2, we have the curse of Otzi. Otzi, also known as the Iceman, the Simalayan Man, the man from Hauslebok, the Troilian Iceman, and the Hauslebok mummy, is the well-preserved natural mummy of a man who lived between 3400 and 3100 BCE. The mummy was discovered in September 1991 in the Otzdal Apps, hence the nickname. He is Europe's oldest known natural human mummy, and has offered an unprecedented view of Chalcolithic Europeans, heavily influenced by the the curse of the Pharaohs and the media theme of cursed mummies, claims have been made that Otzi is cursed. The allegation revolves around the deaths of several people connected to the discovery, recovery, and subsequent examination of Otzi. It is alleged that they have died under mysterious circumstances. These people include co-discoverer Helmut Simon and Konrad Spindler, the first examiner of the mummy in Austria in 1991. As of right now, the deaths of 7 people, of which 4 were accidental, have been attributed to the alleged curse. In reality, hundreds of people were involved in the recovery of the mummy and are still involved in studying the body and the artifacts found with it. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the curse of the Pharaohs. The curse of the Pharaohs is a curse alleged to be cast upon anyone who disturbs the mummy of an ancient Egyptian, especially a pharaoh. The curse, which does not differentiate between thieves and archaeologists, is claimed can cause bad luck, illness, or death. It has been said throughout history by many authors and documentaries that the curse is real in the sense of having scientifically explicable causes such as bacteria or even radiation. However, saying that, the modern origins of Egyptian mummy curse tales, their development primarily in European cultures, shift from magic to science to explain curses. Now, the most famous curse of the Pharaohs was of course Tutankhamun's curse. The belief in a curse began due to the deaths of a few members of Howard Carter's team and other prominent visitors to the tomb shortly thereafter. Carter's team opened the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, launching the modern era of Egyptology. The first mysterious death was that of Lord Carnarvon. He had been bitten by a mosquito and later slashed the bite accidentally while shaving. He became infected and resulted in blood poisoning. 2 weeks before his death, Marie Corelli wrote an imaginative letter that was published in the New York World magazine, in which she quoted an obscure book that confidently asserted that dire punishment would follow any intrusion into a sealed tomb. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, suggested that Lord Carnarvon's death had been caused by elements created by Tutankhamun's priests to guard the royal tomb. Now, all in all, since the opening of the tomb on November 29, 1922, 4 deaths have been reported: George Herbert, George J. Gould, A.C. Mace, and Howard Carter. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any real-life curses that we missed? Leave us your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 scary, dystopian futures in horror movies. Adam Junk said, "You had me at oddball weirdness. I love anything odd and weird." Preach, as do I. Ian Samuel said 2008's Doomsday. Why is that not on the list? I'm sorry that I forgot it. That is my bad. If you want a part 2, I'll certainly include it. Daniel Smith Harrod said, "Lucy does what she wants. Beware." Yes, that's how I live my life. I do whatever I want at any given time. Eric May said, "One of the best lists on the channel. Thanks, Dark Queen Lucy. It is terrifying to see that we're inching nearer and nearer to the purge and Children of Men. Ain't that the truth? That's what the world's coming to. Can't wait. Can't wait for children to be illegal." And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later. Timur was a Turco-Mongol Persianate archaeologist. Don't know what I'm saying, editors, to be honest, do I? That's not even what it's wrote. Calcoholic.